All right, we are live. We are recording. I don't remember if I had my camera on for this, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off for now because it's not like you really need to see me. Welcome back, my friends. I am Omar Krieg, Lord and Commander of the Krieg Dominion, and your host for this, the Round 4 NPC match, and later the final round draw for Operation Revival Divergence, where we basically went with a BattleTech sourcebook, operational turning point, history, something or other, revival, placement trials, and we have explored a different outcome than what was established in canon, and we'll talk about some of that stuff in just a moment. Before we get going too much further, I've got a couple of things I've just realized I still need to open up, so bear with me for a second here, because I forgot to open up my placement trial rosters. Okay, so let's put it on that mode so you can actually see it. So currently, as of about a week ago, when Darius and his clan Novacat completed their round 4 match against Clan Smoke Jaguar, we've got Smoke Jaguars have been moved to the losers bracket here. They will be continuing on in the competition, of course, because they have not yet been eliminated. They've only suffered one loss in this entire series. But yeah, that is our current at this particular moment standings. And then I did change this up a little bit since the last time you saw it. I've added this block here, which is basically going to be the final results of which clans will be participating in Operation Revival. Of course, we won't actually be playing all that because after the final round is resolved, that will be the end of the campaign. Of course, we will have... I'll probably just do all that in one go with when Darius and I finish his final match based on those results. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get back into it. Our first match of three NPC matches that we have here, featuring Clan Burrock and Clan Ice Hellion. And of course, the way we do this is we just basically roll these dice. Ice Hellions do get a +1 on their rolls because they have better skill level than their opponents. So basically what we do is we just roll these dice, and then whichever team has the more wins will get the win for the match. So here we go, rolling of the dice. And then, of course, like I said, the Hellions get a +1 because they're elite, and the Burrocks are considered veteran. Here we go. Alright, so that goes up to a 6. My son went outside without shoes, and it's really warm out there. So that becomes a 4, that becomes a 3, and that becomes a 6. So Burrocks are getting severely trounced. In fact, they have lost all 5 of their mech component or participants. So that means is the Burrocks are going to win by an astounding score of all the points to none of the points. I meant to say the Ice Hellions. I think I just said the Burrocks. Ice Hellions win. So let's go ahead and update this. Clan Burrock is going to be eliminated. And I just realized this is going to have to get moved. So it's over here. There's a method to my madness, folks. If you've ever played in Excel, you'll see that sometimes you have to do some weird things. Okay. Same thing. We got to do all that again. So this is going to be a thick. And then we'll bring this back over. We'll put it here. So that makes a little bit more sense for the moment. All right, so Burrocks have been eliminated. So let's see. Eliminated by Ice Hellion in round 4. Ice Hellion gains 3 points, taking him up to 10 points. So we're going to be moving some more people around here in a second. Oops. I did that all sorts of wrong. There we go. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. There's a lot of work here. This is invigorating, I'm sure. All right, and we could just go ahead and do this. There. And I'll fix this one over here. Okay, next up we have, let's see, load that up. Next up we have Diamond Sharks and Hell's Horses. So let's go ahead and get their stuff out. Diamond Sharks, and Hell's Horses. Neither of them gets any benefits or bonuses. They're all the same skill level, so we're just going to roll the dice and see what happens. Okay, we got some mixed back and forth, so that's going to change things a little bit here. So first, Hell's Horses loses that one. Diamond Sharks lose that one. Hell's Horses loses that one. And then both of these... Nope, we have a tie. We have a tie. Okay. So then this one and that one. Now, these are all mediums. So by a score of 6-4, the Hell's Horses defeat the Diamond Sharks. Diamond Sharks are eliminated. So they will now go here. Hell's Horses will now move up to 9 points. Passing the Burrocks. Now we have a new lineup for our scores here. We're not done yet, though. We've got one more match to do. Oops. And this is a big one. This is Clan Coyote, and I never made a Star Adder logo, and I know that is not the Star Adders, so we're not going to raise it up. Star Adders, of course, have a unique position in this placement trials. They basically serve as a proxy force to make sure that nobody gets any free rounds. Again, we have no skill level differences, so it's just straight rolling of the dice. I just realized that that score of the last match of 6-4 might be slightly wrong. It's probably something more like 7-4, but whatever. It doesn't change the result. Anyway, rolling the dice. Coyote versus Star Adder. Coyotes have not yet lost a match. They might have lost this one. So let's see. Well, they got these two out. Unfortunately, these two are out. We have a tie here. Another tie. These two are going neck and neck. Oh my god, 3 ties in a row. Damn. Okay, it's not looking good for the Coyotes. Okay, so with this particular match, the first two combatants were heavy mechs. Those are worth 3 points apiece. So this gives the Coyotes a score of 6. I'm just going to take this and set this up here. The next 3 were all medium mechs. Actually, one of these was a Star Commander, so this one is going to be a 1. So that's actually 7. These, I didn't realize I did that. All right, here we go. So these 3 were mediums, 2 points apiece. So that's going to give the adders a score of 6. But unfortunately, because of that Star Commander defeat in that first row here, this guy, that is going to give the Coyotes a bare minimum score of 1 slight point higher than the Star Adders. So that is a final score of 7-6 in favor of the Coyotes. Barely. So that will give them 3 additional points that will put them in first place with the Nova Cats. The Star Adders are not participating in anything else. They're just here as proxies, basically. So that leaves us with... Oh, I gotta remove this clan. Oops. Bring this up. Nope. Okay. So we are currently sitting with 2 clans, Coyote and Novacat, in the winner's bracket with the same score piece. We have the Hell's Horses, the Ice Hellions, and the Smoke Jaguars sitting at 10 for 2, well, yeah, you get the idea. Smoke Jaguars and Ice Hellions are tied at 10 each. The Hell's Horses are at 9. This is turning out to be a very differently scaled invasion. But let's go ahead and set up the draw for the next round. We already know what one of those matches is going to be. It's going to be the Nova Cats and the Coyotes, plain and simple. So we're just going to go ahead and set these. Well, what'll be different, honestly, is... So yeah, we'll actually drop both of these in here really quick. We're going to drop both of them in there just to see which one is the hunter and which one is the hunted. So let me shuffle this a little bit. Nova Cat will make the challenge against the Coyotes. Darius, I know you're watching this video at some point in time. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and issue that challenge. We don't know when it's going to be conducted because of my surgery coming up soon. And there's a fat chance of us finishing this before then. Let's see. We've got Coyote versus Nova Cat. I did that backwards. Nova Cat. I'm writing this down. You can't see what I'm doing. It's fine. Next, we have... Let's see. We've got 3 or 4 clans in the loser, or we have 3 clans in the losers bracket. So we have Smoke Jaguars, who were eliminated by the Nova Cats. We have the Ice Hellions, which is really weird to me that the Ice Hellions are even close to being considered for an invasion clan. And then we have the Hell's Horses. All the rest of these clans are not participating in the losers bracket, even though in this round the losers bracket doesn't matter. This is basically for points. Whoever gets the most points gets the better choices for which corridors they get to interact with. Alright, so we have 3 clans here. So one of these 3 clans will be facing the Star Adders. Again, the Star Adders are a proxy clan. But let's see how this draw breaks down. We've got Hell's Horses challenging the Ice Hellions. And we got Smoke Jaguar facing Star Adders. That's almost insulting for such a powerful clan as the Smoke Jaguars, but sometimes it just bees that way. Alright, so what do we got? We've got Hell's Horses versus Ice Hellion. And then the Smoke Jags versus Star Adder. And let me just double check, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, that's right. That's all the clans as they are. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting interesting turnout now. Based strictly on these points right now, we are looking at either the Nova Cats or the Coyotes taking that Alpha Invasion corridor against the Federated Commonwealth. This is the corridor that the Jade Falcons held. basically going up against almost entirely the Steiners. Second place is going to be the Smoke Jags or the Ice Hellions, based on points. Now, we could actually end up with a tie, because if they both win, they'll both be at 12 points, because in this final round it'll be 2 points, and they're both sitting at 10 right now. So we could end up having to have a tiebreaker match. In third place, we've got the Hell's Horses, currently, mind you. And then we've got Burrock and Diamond Shark, possibly. And then the other clans are all eliminated, so this is what you're looking at. I mean, this is the most you would be looking at. Diamond Shark probably wouldn't be on there. You know, either the Nova Cat or the Coyotes are going to win, which means the loser will take the second place, which means the Smoke Jags and Ice Highlands will effectively be fighting over which one gets to invade the Free Rasselhag Republic, along literally up against the Clan Wolf. That's the invasion corridor that the Ghost Bears went in the established canon. Of course, the second place Delta corridor is the Draconis Combine, where the Smoke Jaguars historically went. Now that would be interesting to see them do that, but it looks like the Smoke Jags are going to end up either in the Rasselhag Republic or in reserve, and the Ice Hellions could be in that same boat. So that'll be interesting, because what we're looking at, obviously Clan Wolf taking the central corridor through the Rasselhag Republic, the Federated Commonwealth, and then we'll have either the Nova Cats and the Coyotes in Jade Falcon space. The loser of that match will be in the Draconis Combine sector, where Smoke Jaguars historically went. And then either the Jags or the Ice Hellions, possibly the Hell's Horses, doing the Free Rasselhag Republic Ghost Bear route with Hell's Horses or the Burrocks in reserve, and possibly one or two other times. I mean, that's kind of how it's shaking out right now. This is all based strictly on the scores as they are, but it's an interesting look to see what the invasion could look like if we were to complete everything now. So let me turn my face back on just for a moment as we get ready to wrap this up. To reiterate, our next match, Darius and his clan Nova Cat will be challenging Clan Coyote, which is ironic because Clan Coyote is my favorite clan, my preferred clan. And then we'll have the Hell's Horses and the Ice Hellions and the Smoke Jaguars and the Star Adders and an NPC roll-off, similar to what we just did here. And then that will determine where all the clans end up in this Revival Divergence series that will be ending here soon. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. I know it was really super brief. Join me again later tonight. If you're watching this in the YouTube video, I'm going to release it to go live as soon as it finishes uploading. So maybe if you see this today, you'll know that I'm talking about tonight, the 23rd of August. Ooh, excuse me. Join me again tonight around 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time for more of Omar al-Mafkud. I'm probably not saying that right. Omar the Lost in my Dune Awakenings role-playing playthrough. Join me for that. We'll be on around 7 p.m. Pacific tonight, the 23rd of August. If you miss it, it'll go live the morning of the 24th at 9 a.m. Eastern. That said, stay safe out there, my friends. This world is a crazy dark place, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. As for me and mine, we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.